invest in his vision? 1 in 4.5 million. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. I encourage you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
FYI, the YouTube feed is back up and operational if you want to move over to that feed or stay here with the audio on the Jammers Baseball Network. For the Jammers in the bottom of the third, it'll be Matt Cross, Alex O'Donnell, and Chris Conley, 8, 9, and 1.
Leading off in the bottom of the third for your Jammers, the catcher, number 21, Matt Cross.
Matt Cross at the plate, hitting .233, his 16th game, 13th start, 10 for 43 in the season. He scored 7 for the Jammers. First pitch, kind of checked his swing. It was over the outside corner, though, and strike one called. I'm waiting for Matt to tie into one. Saw him hit some pokes at Geneva the other night. He gets a hold of it, but it's a home run up an elevator shaft. Second baseman Canty out into shallow right center. Catches the pop-up off the bat of Matt Cross, and there's one gone in the Jammers half of the third. It'll bring up Alex O'Donnell. OD hitting .194, 29th game, 28th start. OD is 21 for 108 at the plate. He scored 16 times, and he has 25 ribbies to his credit. First pitch is over the outside corner, taken by Alex, and strike one called. No balls and a strike to the right-handed hitting shortstop of the Jammers, OD. 0-1 pitch. Chops one down the third base line in foul territory, strike two. OD taking nothing for granted, tore down the first base line. And a new ball out to the pitcher, Justin Byer, and the old ball comes in from third baseman Stephen Bennett. Dustin Ragsdale, the home plate umpire, took one quick look at it and said, "No, we can play with that one still." 0-2 the count on OD with one out, nobody aboard, in a scoreless game here in the bottom of the third. 0-2 pitch way outside. The old waste pitch yields ball one, as it oft times does. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Byers 1-2 pitch inside, backs O'Donnell up a bit, and the count's even now at 2 on Alex O'Donnell. OD on the season has walked 14 times. On the right field line, but it goes past the bullpen of the Onondaga Flames, and a youngster races toward, picks it up, has himself a souvenir. Guess And now the coach comes out of the Flames dugout. Not sure what that discussion would be about in particular. Has a quick word with the home plate umpire, Dustin Ragsdale, and goes back to the dugout. 1-2 pitch, slapped at by Standahar, grounded down the first baseline, handled by Bauer. He takes it to the bag, and Jimmy is the first out. Once again, the Jammers have a runner at third base, but once again with 2 out.
Now up the bat, the left fielder, number 7, Christian Deaton.
Christian Deaton at the plate for a second trip, struck out swinging for the final out of the second. Runner at third, stacked, 2 out. The pitch. Right over the inside corner, taken by Deaton, strike 1 called. Christian Deaton, a left-handed hitter at the plate. Righty on the hill is Justin Byer. 0-1 pitch. High in the air toward left center. Chasing it and catching it is the left fielder, Kyle Gallagher. Surprised the Flames there with a bit of power on that swing, did Christian Deaton, but Kyle Gallagher was up to the task and made the catch for the final out. In the Jammers' half of the fourth, no runs, no hits. by the catcher, Spinozo, and Brookover thought he could get the third. Well, bottom line is he couldn't. But the Jammers score a couple. They do that on a couple of hits. No errors for the Onondaga Flames, and nobody left on base. At the end of 5 now, the score, Jammers 2, Flames nothing on the Jammers Baseball Network. Back with the Flames half of the 6th after this.
This is Nnamdi Asamoah. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I do off the field with United Way might be more important. I'm a volunteer tutor and mentor. Why? Because over 1 million kids a year drop out of school, and that's not okay. It takes 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes about the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if we get to these kids earlier, their chances are better, and kids who read well by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate. So join me in United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way, the Ad Council, and the National Football League.
Back at Russell Lee Dietrich Jr. Park, top of the 6th. Here's a fly ball to left. Coming in quickly, Deaton, and he sticks out his glove and makes the catch of the fly ball off the bat of Matt Carey, much to the disbelief of everybody, including the Flames and Matt Carey.
Now the back of third baseman number 11.
Hit that ball out into shallow left. Deaton came charging in and caught it at the shoelaces. There's one gone in the Flames half of the 6th. Nobody aboard. At the plate, Stephen Bennett hits one in the air toward right field. Stack goes back, makes the catch. First ball swinging, Matt Carey, helping Dave Lascabo a bit with his pitch count.
Now the back of first baseman number
Flies out the Stack on the first pitch. Two up, two down for the Flames in their half of the 6th. Jammers up 2-0. Trey Bauer at the plate for a third trip, 0 for 1. He reached on a walk in the 4th. Hits one to left center field. Coming in is Deaton, dives, and he trapped that one. Christian almost pulled another Superman out there in left center field, but the ball did not get by him. One thing I will say, had it been able to get by him, there was a guy right behind him. Yeah, as you might expect, Skylar Valentine.
number 27, Kyle Gallagher.
The Flames really trying to jump on Lascala here. A lot of first ball swings. First pitch swings by the Flames have led to 2 out and a runner at first in Bauer. Picking up the 4th hit of the night for the Flames, and Kyle Gallagher says not swinging at that. He takes ball 1. Gallagher's 2 for 2. Singled back in the 2nd and then was picked off by Lascala for the first out of the 2nd. Single to right in the 4th. Outside corner, some smoke on that one from Dave, and the count is now even at 1. Dave Lascala, one of the Jammers selected to be in the All-Star game. All-Star game being played Tuesday. There's also a Futures game being played, and Anthony Barone will be the head coach of that team coming up during All-Star festivities on Monday and Tuesday. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Gallagher. Runner down at first. Trey Bauer just got a 2-out single. 2-1 pitch from Dave. Off speed pitch right back at Lascala, and he can't handle it. It ends up going into center field for a base hit. So after 2 were out quickly, single now. Bauer and Gallagher, runners at first and second and 2 out, and Alex Canty will step up. balls, 2 strikes. It's really pitchers throwing to pitchers. Quinn Taylor is throwing there as well. Guys getting loose. Wiskawa misses with some high heat well outside. Good effort by Cross to catch that one. Counts full now on Canty. Inning started out quickly for Dave Wiskawa, and now it's kind of bogged down. 2 on, 2 out, and a 3-2 count on Canty. Here's the payoff pitch. Ripped down the third baseline and foul. That, had it been fair, would have tied the game up, but it was foul. Typical corner outfielder defense for all the teams in the PGCBL is to stay well off the lines. If you're the kind of batter that can pull one right down the line, you're going to be running for a while. And that would have indeed tied up the game, but as I say, foul ball. Count remains full at 3-2. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Misses. No! Strike 3 called. Canty called out on strikes for the final out in the top of the 6th. No runs for the Flames. A couple of hits, no errors for the Jammers, and 2 runners left. At the end of 5.5, Jammers hanging on by a thread. Jamestown 2, Onondaga nothing on the Jammers Baseball Network.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel? Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
What a night for Dave Wiskawa. 103 pitches, 64 strikes, 39 balls. I'm not saying he's not going to pitch here in the 7th inning to the Flames, but at 103, that might be it for him. He walked only 1 batter tonight and struck out 11. What a night. And he wriggled out of a jam there in the top of the 6th. Skylar Valentine starts things off for the Jammers by taking the first pitch from Justin Byer over the outside corner, and strike 1 called. No balls and a strike. This one's hit on the ground. Shortstop Carson Negretti gobbles it up, throws in the dirt, but it's scooped out by Trey Bauer to retire Skylar Valentine. 1 up, 1 down.
The right fielder, number 9, Colin Stack.
Brings up Colin Stack. 0 for 1 tonight, grounding out to Carson Negretti for the first out of the 2nd. Then he walked and got moved up to 3rd, and the 4th we just couldn't get him across the plate. Watches the first pitch from Byer on the outside corner. Strike 1 called. 0-1 the count. Nobody aboard, 1 out the pitch. High chopper over the head of the pitcher Byer, and then Negretti tries to scoop it up right around the bag at second base, and he can't get a handle on it. Home plate umpire Dustin Ragsdale calls time, asks for the ball, and gives pitcher Justin Byer a new one.
Now up the bat, the second baseman, number 29, Jimmy Standohar.
Colin Stack down at first, an infield single. Jimmy Standohar at the plate. Jimmy 0 for 2 tonight. That pitch catches outside corner, strike one.
I'm not too sure if it's consider it. It's already put on there anyway.
1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch to Standahar gets away from Camilo Spinoso. Moving up to second base is Colin Stack. Charge a pass ball to Camilo. And make the count 1-1 on Jimmy Standahar. Stack at second. Jammers up 2-0. More runs would be appreciated, I'm sure. Standahar lofts one down the right field line. It's falling in foul territory, and a diving attempt by Colin Bavard. He can't get it. Kind of a noisy strike. Good to see Bavard just get up from that. He made a serious dive at it, but did not come up with it. Still some activity down in the Jammers' pen. Looks like Nate Grant is loosening at the moment. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Jimmy. Colin Stack at second, 1 out. Jammers up 2-0. The pitch. Cut and a miss. Strike 3. Jimmy Standahar having a tough one tonight, 0 for 3 so far, and Christian Deaton will try to do something to bring Colin Stack in, and he's not going to get a chance to do it against Justin Byer as the head coach of the Onondaga Flames. Ryan Stevens is out of the dugout and pointing to the bullpen. But all in all, for a first start for Justin Byer, a great job, and teammates speed pitch. Well, apparently the lefty's specialty for Gonzaga and also the Onondaga Flames. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schulte's 1-2 pitch. Misses outside, and the count's even at 2. Nerves of steel by Matt Cross to take that one. It was in that PGCBL outside corner strike area. Got a ball call out of it, though. The count of 2-2 in the pitch. Inside, almost hit the back foot of Matt Cross. He takes ball 3, and the count's full at 3-2. If Cross can keep the inning going, Alex O'Donnell, who's 2 for 2, is on deck. 3-2 the count in the pitch. Right down the middle, taken by Matt Cross, and I'm pretty sure he knew it. That's strike 3 called. That'll do it for the Jammers in their half of the 6th. No runs, a hit. No errors, couple guys left on base. At the end of 6, Jammers hanging on to a 2-0 lead here at Russell E. Dietrich Jr. Park. Back with the Flames half of the 7th after this on the Jammers Baseball Network.
Penswood.net Classifieds offers the freshest, most recent classified ads available with over 1,500 new ads each day. If you're looking for a reliable used vehicle, check out the multiple ads daily on Penswood.net Classifieds. From cars, trucks, RVs, and motorcycles, you can scan the ads at Penswood.net at any time of the day or night and find something that fits your needs. Looking for household items, student housing, or even a new pet? Penswood.net Classifieds has it. Penswood.net, where you can buy, sell, or trade locally.
I'm Little Teapot, short and stout.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
No, Dad, like this. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip me over and pour me out.
This is WWE superstar Roman Reigns. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
With Matt Cross at the plate for the final out in the Jammers half of the 6th, another opportunity for Chris Conley to get out there behind the plate and catch a couple from Dave Laskawa. Yes, Dave's out there, despite the fact he has thrown 103 on the night. We'll see how long Anthony Barone and Hayden Carter decide to go with Dave, having thrown 103 here so far in the game. It'll be the bottom third of the order due up to face him. Here in the top of the 7th, Spinoso, Morales, and Negretti. Numbers 7, 8, and 9. No runs on 5 hits for the Flames. They committed 1 error. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Jammers. Clean slates as far as the errors go for them tonight. Something they need. First pitch is popped up. Shallow right, Standahar back, over, calls and catches. Spinoso's out number 1.
Now at the bat, the DH number 34, Laz Morales.
Laz Morales due up, but a pinch hitter comes to the plate. Ricky Sisto. Ricky Sisto at the plate for Morales. Morales 0 for 2 in the night. We'll see if Sisto can do any better. Sisto on the season for the Onondaga Flames. Sisto hitting 139 on the season. His 21st game that he's appeared in. 5 for 36 so far with 5 runs scored. The first pitch to him by Laskawa is strike 1. This one's popped out of play over the first base bleachers, and Laskawa quickly ahead of Ricky Sisto for strike 2, 0-2. Time called by Sisto. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody aboard. Dave Lascawa, the starter tonight, working here into the 7th. 0-2 pitch. Just missed inside, and the count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Sisto. Dave Lascawa with a 1-2 pitch. Checks his swing, and the count's now even at 2.
Just so for you to be ready, McCready's next. Up the bat. Do you want to take a photo of the lineup? No, I got it up there. I was going to say, like, do you not hear me when I'm on the mic?
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The break-even pitch just misses outside. That is ball 3. So after getting ahead of Sisto, no balls and 2 strikes, Ricky has worked it into a full count, and he pops up the pitch, but that'll be out of play. Count remains full with 3-2. And for Dave Lascawa, he's now thrown 110 on the night. Pitch misses high outside, ball 4. Keep an eye on Anthony Barone to see if he exits the Jammers dugout. Lascawa will face one more. It'll be Carson Negretti. He may finish out the inning, don't know. But for now, he's going to face Negretti, who was called out on strikes twice and on 3-2 pitches both times. First pitch is that PGCBL outside corner, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner at first. Ricky Sisto, the pitch. Outside in the dirt, counts even at 1. Jammers scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th. A 2-run double by Ben Brookover. That's all the scoring tonight. Onondaga, 0 runs, 5 hits, an error. 2-7-0 for the Jammers. 1-1 pitch way outside, ball 2. Count 2-1. Carson Negretti, one of 3 Zags on the roster. 2-1 pitch, runner goes, little run and hit. Sisto was on his way down to second, and Negretti did get the hit, but it was a foul ball down toward the bullpen of the Flames. Counts even at 2. Dave Lascawa with 11 strikeouts so far on the night, and we're here in the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The break-even pitch. Off-speed delivery is fouled down the third base line. A chopper fielded by Ryan Stevens in the third base coach's box. Count remains even at 2. Right fielder Colin Bavard is on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sisto gets his lead off the bag at first. Pretty standard lead there, right around the cutoff. Cut out, that is. Toss over to first. Swift tag by Ben Brookover, but they don't get the call. Sisto back safely. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 out and 1 on. Dave Lascawa has gone 6 1/3 to this point. 2-2 count, the pitch. Called for outside by Cross, pitched outside, not called a strike. Another full count. Sisto walked after fouling 1 off on a payoff pitch. Negretti's fouled 1 off. Payoff pitch is due up now. And do they have the runner picked off? No. Lascawa throws the ball over to Brookover. It's over his head and bounces off the playing field perimeter fence. And moving up to third base is Ricky Sisto. Move him up on an error on the throw to Dave Lascawa. First error of the night for the Jammers. And then a continuation of that gets him up to third. 3-2 the count. One out. Runner at third. Negretti steps back in. See what Leskawa does with count 3-2. That's low. Across the middle of the plate, the low, ball 4, and is it time for a change? Yes, it is. Anthony Barone is out of the dugout, so Colin Bavard will face the next pitcher for the Jammers on this particular night. Good start, to be sure, by Dave Leskawa, recording 11 strikeouts on the night. And he will be relieved by Chris Steffel. And a good round of applause, well deserved, for Dave Leskawa. We'll give you some final numbers for him. Greeted by Chris Conley as he comes in off the field, and here comes Chris Steffel. Steffel, good man at the plate, but out there for another appearance as he was brought in out of the bullpen in a previous game, and Hayden Carter and Anthony Barone liked what they saw. Brings Steffel in out of the bullpen. For Steffel, he is making his third appearance. He's been in 2 and thrown 2 innings. Has given up 1 hit, struck out a couple. Faced 7 batters, are only hitting $143. I don't think Chris necessarily came here to be a pitcher for the summer, but he's excelling at it. Once again, those final numbers for Dave Leskawa. 6 1/3, 27 batters, no runs to this point. Gave up 5 hits, walked 3, struck out 11, hit a batter, 117 pitches, 71 strikes, and 46 balls. Dave Leskawa's next stop, the All-Star Game in the PGCBL. So the big lefty, Chris Steffel, continues to throw out there on the hill. Looking pretty good. What you got to love about Chris Steffel is his enthusiasm and free spirit when he's out there playing ball. It's just like if he were allowed to grin the entire time he was out there, I think it would be ear to ear. He is a high school graduate. He has yet to attend St. John's. He'll do that this fall. I want to tell the Storm they're getting a great guy here. And Chris Steffel. First pitch, a line drive. Christian Deaton hasn't measured, makes the catch and makes the throw in to second baseman Jimmy Standahar. Counted as a sac fly off the bat of Colin Bavard and make the score 2-1. That run charged to Dave Leskawa. On the good throw in from Christian Deaton, Negretti has to stay at first. So with 2 out, center fielder Matt Carey will try to keep things going in a 2-1 game now. Steffel looks, pickoff attempt, throws to Brookover, down to O'Donnell, and they have picked off Carson Negretti for the final out of the inning. A run across for the Flames, no hits, a Jammer's error, and nobody left on base. We have completed 6.5 now, and the score, Jammers 2, Flames 1 on the Jammers Baseball Network.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child, and believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Well, the good news is no one has any stretch marks. 7th inning stretch, you know. Another pitcher into the game for the Onondaga Flames. And this time it's Ryan Marcatel. Marcatel, 6'5", $195, out of Webster, New York, attending Monroe Community College. Jammers' lead is down to 1. Schulte came in and just finished things off for Bayer. Threw a third, faced 2 batters, struck out 1, and hit a batter. 12 pitches by Schulte. 5 were strikes, 7 were balls. Chris Steffel looked good and finished things off, thanks to that pickoff of the runner, Negretti. And it'll be 9-1-2 for the Jammers. Alex O'Donnell at the plate.
Bottom of the 7th for your Jammers, the shortstop number 1, Alex O'Donnell.
OD at the plate for a third trip. He has 2 of the Jammers' 7 hits on the night. He did score a run as well, and the first pitch to him's over the outside corner. Strike 1 called. There is still some activity in the Flames bullpen, but it's someone without a jersey on. Just a Flames t-shirt. Next pitch misses by Marcatel, and the count is even at 1. 1-1 pitch on its way to O'Donnell. Squares the bunt, pulls back, and watches ball 2. Wow. Looked pretty close to that PGCBL outside corner, but it gets called ball 2, and the count 2-1. Marcatel's 2-1. That one is in that PGCBL outside corner area, and the count is even at 2. OD may have thought that was a bit high, as I did, but the home plate umpire gave him his rationale for the call, and O'Donnell shook his head, okay. This one's popped off, should be out of play, over near the first base bleachers, and a young man was there with his glove and had it stretched out, unable to get it, and it bounced all the way up to the top row of the first base bleachers, where somebody snagged it for a Soivigny. Count is even at 2 on Alex O'Donnell. Break-even pitch again. Grounded foul down the third base line between Anthony Barone and the Jammers dugout. Count remains even at 2 on OD. Jammers with this game here at Russell E. Dietrich Jr. Park, and then right back out on the road to take on the Red Wings tomorrow night. Outside in the dirt to OD, the count now full at 3-2. And this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat to Alex O'Donnell. Payoff pitch. High outside, ball 4. OD was behind in the count, worked it full, drew a walk. He's on base for a 3rd time tonight, and it brings up Chris Conley.
Back up the bat for your Jamestown Jammers, the DH number 17, Chris Conley.
Mimeographed plate appearances between O'Donnell and Conley. Conley with 2 singles and a walk. Singled in the 1st and 3rd, walked in the 5th, and scored one of the Jammers' 2 runs. O'Donnell with a big lead off the bag at first. Chris Conley takes strike 1. in disagreement with the call because he turned his back to the plate and took a walk out into the grass beyond the home plate circle. If he's really angry, he goes a little bit further, about 3-4 feet further. The 0-1 pitch over the inside corner called strike 2. As you can see, he doesn't really disagree with that call because he doesn't get out of the home plate circle. It's interesting body language that Conley has at the plate. Counts 0-2 on him. Jammers could use a couple more here. Bottom of the 7th, they lead 2-1. That's outside in the dirt, and the count now 1-2. Ryan Marcatel in the game for the Onondaga Flames. Has no wins or losses. He's been in 13 games and pitched 15 innings and has an ERA of 1.80. Line drive down the right field line. It falls. Cutting it off out there is Bavard, and Conley will stop at first base, takes a wide turn, has a good look at it right in front of him, and decides to stay. Probably had a little assistance from Hayden Carter as well. Good choice. OD was running all the way. A run and hit moves him over to third. And John Conti will come in the game to run for Chris Conley.
Pinch running for your Jammers from Canisius College, number 6, John Conti.
So John Conti comes in now to run. And you're going to see the player profile with John in the not too distant future, but I'll give you a little spoiler. I was treated to an impersonation of me by John Conti last night on the bus. And it was good. It was good. First pitch over the outside corner to Chris Estrada, strike 1. No balls and a strike. John is quite the character. And he's down there at first. A lot of speed now. Jammers would like to get in 2 if they could. Check swing by Estrada goes down the third base line foul. Counts 0-2. 2 pitchers up in the pen for the Onondaga Flames with Marcatel on the hill. Nobody out and 2 on. John Conti from Niagara Falls attending Canisius. Line drive, left center field, base hit. O'Donnell scores easily. Conti round second on his way to throw. Is in time to catch Conti at third. Give Estrada a single to left center field.
Your Jammers of first baseman number 30, Ben Brookover.
And the throw to third base was in time to cut down Conti. Sometimes speed kills. One out. Runner at second now. Chris Estrada moving up. Ben Brookover at the plate with a big cut on the first pitch by Marcatel, strike 1. Estrada picking up another RBI, team leader in that category. That pitch misses the PGCBL outside corner, and the count's even at 1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jammer scored 2 in the 5th. Now picked up another one here in the 7th to answer the single tally by the Flames in the top half of the inning. 1-1 pitch. Reaching out, slapping at it's Brookover and fouling it off, and the count is now 1-2.
Raymond, you're never going to know who's on first. That's a good skit, though. I used to watch that.
A lefty and a righty up in the pen for the Flames. Nothing going on for the Jammers at the moment in their pen. Chris Steffel came in to relieve Dave Lascawa. He'll probably come out for the 8th. 1-2 pitch. Misses outside low, and the count's now even at 2 on Ben Brookover. Ben grounded out to the first baseman, Trey Bauer, unassisted for the final out of the first. Hit a deep fly ball to left center field that was caught by Matt Carey at the wall for the final out of the third, and then doubled in 2 back in the fifth, but was caught trying to get up to third base. And he swings and misses at the 2-2 pitch, and he's out number 2. Skylar Valentine now at the plate with Estrada at second and 2 out.
Now up the bat, the center fielder, number 2, Skylar Valentine.
Valentine steps in with Estrada at second and 2 out. First pitch, PGCBL outside corner, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. 2 out, Estrada at second. The 0-1 pitch is being readied by Marketel, and it's high. Ball 1, the count's even at 1 on Skylar Valentine. One ball, 1 strike, 2 out, Estrada at second. Marketel, the third pitcher of the night for the Flames. Big cut and a miss. He blew that by Skylar. Not easy to do. Counts now 1-2 on the Jammers center fielder. Valentine singled in the second, reached on an error, charged to the third baseman on a pop-up in the fourth. Was caught stealing, trying to get the third, breaks his bat and grounds 1 towards second baseman Canty. He fields it, throws, and gets Valentine to retire the side. The Jammers get that run back that they lost in the top half of the 7th. 1 run, couple of hits, no errors for the Flames, and a runner left for the Jammers. At the end of 7, the score, Jammers 3, Flames 1. Back with the Flames half of the 8th. Right after this, you're listening to Jammers Baseball on the Jammers Baseball Network.
Hey everybody, Rachel Ray here. Nothing puts a bigger smile on my face than cooking up a big meal for family and friends. But there's not enough room at my table for the 17 million kids in America who are struggling with hunger. These children, that's 1 out of every 5, often have to skip meals because there's just nothing to eat in the kitchen. Yet there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food produced right here in America to feed every last hungry child. If only there was a way to get it to them. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks collects surplus food to give hope to hungry kids and their families all across our country. But they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America at your local food bank and at feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Top of the 8th inning, Jammers up 3-1 on a beautiful Friday night at Russell Lee Dietrich Jr. Park on red bike and blue night. Folks getting in for $2 tonight. We saluted male and female veterans in tonight's game. Quite a ceremony before the game. Ground ball down to third, backhanded by Estrada, and throws it over to Brookover. Dandy play by Chris Estrada at third to retire Matt Carey. And Chris Steffel says, thanks, chase those first pitches. Good for me. 1 gone. Top of the 8th inning, Steve Bennett steps up. Bennett 0 for 3. Called out on strikes, struck out swinging, and hit a fly ball out the stack so far tonight. Hits another one right at Chris Estrada, gets it in his glove, and the bottom half of that hop, way down low, throws over, short hops, Ben Brookover, who digs it out like he's known to do. 2 pitches, 2 out. 2 pitches, 2 outs, 2 putouts for Estrada down at third. Nobody aboard. Trey Bauer at the plate. He refuses to swing at the first pitch by Steffel, and he takes ball 1. Bauer is 1 for 2 tonight. Walked in the 4th, singled in the 6th. That pitch is low from Steffel, ball 2. Count now 2-0. On deck, it is Kyle Gallagher. 2-0 pitch by Chris. Popped up in foul territory. Estrada over the shoulder, can't make the catch. On the warning track just before the perimeter field of play fence, and it falls for strike 1. Heck of an effort down in foul territory by Chris Estrada. It was getting close. I thought he was going to have it, but he didn't. 2 balls and a strike now to Bauer. Steffel looks back and makes sure everybody on that side of the infield and Christian Deaton are all back in place. They are. We're ready to go. 2-1 pitch. High, ball 3. Count now 3-1 on Bauer.
He competed for the job with college and played for the Yankees for a very brief time on Drew Henson. He went 1 for 9.
3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody aboard, 2 out the pitch. Lofted in the air to right field. Stack will be over a couple and back a couple and make the catch of the fly ball off the bat of Trey Bauer for the final out of the inning. No runs, hits, or errors here in the top of the 8th, and we head to the bottom of the 8th with the score. Jammers 3 and the Flames 1 on the Jammers Baseball Network.
Hey, there he is. How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand or what?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
Are you okay?
I'm having a stroke.
Your face looks weird too.
I'm having a stroke.
Are you having a seizure or something?
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear.
I'm having a stroke.
You just need to know the sudden signs. Look for FAST, F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. Or S, speech difficulty. Then T, time. Time to call 911 immediately, because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Know the sudden signs. Face, arm, speech, time. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
How about that Steffel guy? 3 up, 3 down. He may come out for the 9th. We'll see. Out for the 8th for the Onondaga Flames, it'll be Ryan Marketel. And he'll face the numbers 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Colin Stack, Jimmy Standahar, and Christian Deaton. Colin Stack on the night has reached 2 times via the walk and a single. First pitch to him high in the air to center field. Carey over a couple of steps toward right center and makes the catch. First ball hitting Colin Stack. And he flies out to center fielder Carey for the first out in the inning. If you got the player profile feature at the beginning of tonight's broadcast, you know that Stack has a particular plan when he goes to the plate, sometimes looking for that first pitch fastball, and he does hit a lot of first ball offerings. He's hit home runs, he's hit doubles, triples, stolen bases, and you'll be able to catch his player profile on YouTube probably somewhere around midday tomorrow. As we head down the road to Geneva, we'll get that uploaded for you. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Jimmy Standahar. Jimmy's trying to get off the schneid tonight, 0 for 3. 1-1 pitch. Cut and a miss, strike 2. Marketel ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jimmy Standahar. One out, nobody aboard. Jammers up 3-1. The 1-2 pitch inside. Backs Standahar off the plate. And the count evens up now at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ryan Marcatel brings the 2-2 pitch way outside. Ball 3. The count now full on Jimmy Standahar. Jimmy, the first time on this night that he's had 3 balls in a count to him. See what he does. Watches ball 4. So he does reach. And that's a good thing. Jimmy Standahar has some speed as well. He has 12 stolen bases to his credit, been caught 4 times, and it's Ryan Stevens out of the dugout of the Flames. He's going to take the ball from Marcatel and make a pitching change with lefty Christian Deaton coming to the plate. He's going to bring in left-hander, I believe, Jeff DeStefano. So a runner at first with 1 out for the Jammers, and DeStefano in to replace Marcatel.
Looks like it's 38 or 39.
Try to get you some final numbers for Marcatel, and then get you caught up to date on DeStefano. Marcatel tonight came into the game. He threw an inning and a third, faced 7 batters, gave up a run, a couple of hits, walked 2, struck out 1. 31 pitches, 19 strikes, and 12 balls. And DeStefano steps onto the hill. Left-handed pitcher, 6'2", $190. Lives in Liverpool. He has a pretty far commute to those Flames games, huh? Attending Canisius. We stay in Liverpool when we're in that area. Well, I'm going to give him a quick plug here. Really nice Super 8 there. And we know it's not very far to the ballpark from there. So depending on where Jeff lives, I'm sure his commute isn't that big of a deal. Here's the situation he's stepping into. A runner at first base, Jimmy Standahar. The left-handed hitting left fielder Christian Deaton stepping to the plate. Jammers ahead by a 3-1 score. And Hayden Carter came in to talk with Standahar and Barone. And he's still hanging out here behind the plate as Deaton comes up. Christian Deaton was a member of the roster of Cal State Bakersfield when Hayden Carter was a pitcher there, and doing an outstanding job at that. So if you happen to catch his player profile, he said how neat it is to be playing here and having Hayden as a coach. Deaton at the plate. 5'7", $160. He's from Baker. And the catcher, Camilo Espinosa, goes out and has a quick word or two for Jeff DeStefano. Jammers lead it by 2, 3-1. The pitch. Off-speed delivery, floats over the outside corner, counts even at 1. 2 pitchers up in the Flames bullpen as they want to keep this close. They're within 2. Jammers trying to add 1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Inside low, and the count now 2-1 on Christian Deaton. Christian was hit by a pitch his last time up. Prior to that, struck out swinging and hit a fly ball out to left field for the final out of the 4th. 2-1 the count here. DeStefano has the sign he wants and is ready to bring the 2-ball, 1-strike pitch. Time was called by Christian Deaton as DeStefano was about to go into his motion, almost through the pitch. managed to hold on to it. Count remains 2-1. Two balls, one strike. One out, runner at second, Standahar. And time called because the pitcher steps off the rubber this time. Once again, getting the signs from Camilo Espinoza, catcher in tonight's game. Camilo from Syracuse, attending Lemoyne, and that pitch is low, ball 3. Count 3-1. Matt Cross on deck for the Jammers. Inning started with Stack hitting a fly ball out to center. Standahar walked and stole second. And now Christian Deaton has walked. Runners at first and second.
Now up the bat, the catcher number 21, Matt Cross.
Cross at the plate with 1 out and 2 on. And the first pitch to Cross popped up. He's had that pop-up bug all night long. It's going to be caught by the first baseman Bauer once again. That's the second time tonight that he's popped out to Bauer, the first baseman in the infield. Cross 0 for 4 to this point.
Now up the bat, the shortstop number 1, Alex O'Donnell.
Jammers trying to get some insurance here. Ahead 3-1. O'Donnell at the plate with 2 on and 2 out. OD's having himself a night, 2 for 2. Singled in the third, Singleton scored in the 5th, walked and scored in the 7th. 2 of the 3 Jammers runs tonight scored by number 1, Alex O'Donnell. Right-handed hitting shortstop at the plate. Standahar with a sizable lead off the bag at second, hopping around out there, gets the attention of DeStefano, and he steps off the rubber and walks back toward the bag at second. Second baseman Canty eventually got over there, but there would have been no way to make a throw there at that point. First pitch high, ball 1 to OD. John Conti came in to run for Chris Conley, and he's on deck if OD keeps the inning going. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch by DeStefano way inside. Backs O'Donnell off the plate. The count now 2-0 to the Jammer shortstop. Tomorrow night at Geneva, Sunday afternoon, Kids Day here at the ballpark. Make sure you have your kids signed up for the Kids Club. They get in free on Sundays. And the accompanying parent or guardian gets in at a reduced price of $5. Start at 3:05 on Sunday. The kids get to run the bases at the end of the game, and this coming Sunday you'll get to see the Newark Pilots here at Russell E. Dietrich Jr. Park. 2-1 the count to O'Donnell. The pitch inside almost hit the foot of OD, and the ball escapes from Camilo Espinoza. Both runners move up one. Little Insurance just 90 feet away now with Standahar at third. Deaton's up at second. Speed on the base paths, and a 3-1 count on O'Donnell. Jammers will hop on a bus tomorrow around noontime and head for Geneva to take on the Red Wings. 3-1 pitch. High, ball 4. Standahar doing his best to distract the pitcher, DeStefano, and perhaps that's what led to that high outside pitch for ball 4. 2 out, and the sacks are jammed now. for John Conti, and out of the dugout, it's Ryan Stevens again. You got the lefty-lefty matchup here with DeStefano on the hill and Conti at the plate. He's not out to take the ball from DeStefano. They're going to discuss strategy with Conti up there. As I say, the game tonight started with Chris Conley as the DH, and Conti came in to pinch run for him, and of course then staying in the game, and is now the DH for the Jammers. With the bases loaded and 2 out, John's been hot up late at the plate, so hopefully he can keep that string going. Runner at third, Standahar. Deaton at second, O'Donnell at first. 2 out, 3-1 Jammers lead, bottom of the 8th. Conti's ready, so is DeStefano, and the first pitch of the at-bat misses low outside, ball 1. More low than it was outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The crew here at Russell E. Dietrich Jr. Park mowing the grass. This place looks like a palace today. 1-0 the count, the pitch. Conti watches that one go outside, and the count is 2-0. As it has been said, no place to put him. With the bases loaded and 2 out. You may see a pitching change depending on what DeStefano can do here. Right down the pipe, taken by Conti, counts now 2-1. Hayden Carter well out of the coach's box down the first baseline. It's almost in the outfield. 2 balls, 1 strike in the pitch. Outside, low, ball 3. Good eye for John Conti. Conti now hitting .356 on the season. As I say, of late he has just flat out been hot. .3-1 pitch, checks his swing. The umpire says it's a strike. Not sure if he's referring to him not checking the swing, or he says he went through. That's what he's calling the strike on. Because that was awfully high to be strike 2. So it's strike 2 on John Conti. Hitting .323 with runners in scoring position and .333 with 11 ribbies with runners in scoring position and 2 out. Payoff pitch is high. Ball 4. Conti will pick up an RBI as he forces in Jimmy Standahar from third, and the Jammers lead 4-1. Deaton up to third, O'Donnell to second. And that'll do it for DeStefano. Estrada will be facing another pitcher here out of the bullpen of the Onondaga Flames. A run in here in the bottom of the 8th. Jammers getting a little bit of insurance. A little bit more would not hurt. Spinozo talks things over with Spinozo. Yes, this is Dominic Spinozo throwing to Camilo Spinozo. Dom, 5'10", $180 from Syracuse, attending FDU.
Now pitching for the Onondaga Flames from Fairleigh Dickinson College, number 2, Dominic Spinoza.
What's up? Some of these colleges I've never even heard of.
And so it's Spinozo to Spinozo. That's your new battery. Try to get you some final numbers on a very short appearance by Jeff DeStefano. He relieved Ryan Marcatel. He's up there taking his warms-ups, and he'll have Conti on first, O'Donnell at second, and Deaton at third. And those 3 guys are hanging out with Hayden Carter and Anthony Barone, watching Spinozo warm up to Spinozo. So the final numbers for DeStefano in out of the bullpen. He goes a third of an inning, faces 4 batters, walked 3, 17 pitches, 5 strikes, 12 balls. He followed Marcatel, and now Spinozo follows him. Estrada will be the first batter to chase him. Jammers making their way back to their bases.
Once again, up the bat for your Jammers, the third baseman.
Bases loaded, 2 out. Jammers up by 3, trying to add on here in the bottom of the 8th. And there is another pitcher yet up warming in the bullpen. And the first pitch to Estrada. PGCBL outside corner, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Jammers 4, Flames 1. The pitch. Outside, and the count now is even at 1 on Chris Estrada. Onondaga Flames return to Russell E. Dietrich Jr. Park 2 more times, Sunday the 23rd and then Monday the 31st, the final regular season game. 1-1 the count and the pitch. PGCBL outside corner, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jammers with the bases loaded. And 2 out. Stack started the inning with a fly ball out to center field. Cross popped out to first baseman Bauer. Otherwise, it's been all walks. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll do it for the Jammers as Estrada strikes out with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th. A run across, no hits, no errors for the Flames, and the bases left loaded. At the end of 8, the score, Jammers 4, Flames 1. Back for the Flames half of the 9th. Right after this, you're listening to the Jamestown Jammers Baseball Network.
Pennswood.net Classifieds offers the freshest, most recent classified ads available with over 1,500 new ads each day. If you're looking for a reliable used vehicle, check out the multiple ads daily on Pennswood.net Classifieds. From cars, trucks, RVs, and motorcycles, you can scan the ads at Pennswood.net at any time of the day or night and find something that fits your needs. Looking for household items, student housing, or even a new pet? Pennswood.net Classifieds has it. Pennswood.net, where you can buy, sell, or trade locally.
Chances are there'll never be an emergency ever again. But just in case, let's talk about a plan.
Okay.
Who is going to grab the go bag?
What's a go bag? It is a bag we do not have that is filled with things we really, really need in an emergency.
Guess we won't have to worry about it then.
Well, this is great. I am so glad that we don't have a plan.
I know.
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency. Who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Back at Russell E. Dietrich Jr. Park in Jamestown for the 9th inning for the Onondaga Flames. Chris Steffel relieves starter Dave Liskawa, and he's out there to start the 9th, and the first pitch is over the outside corner, strike 1 called. Kyle Gallagher proving why he should be an all-star. Came into the game hitting .288, 3 for 3 here tonight. The 0-1 pitch, line drive, left field, right at Christian Deaton. The old atom ball. And there's one away. Flames are now down to their final 2 outs here in tonight's game. And the next batter to the plate is the other all-star, Alex Canty.
Did he do anything with those 2 hits at all?
Canty doubled back in the second. Flied out to Stack for the second out of the 4th. Called out on strikes in the 6th. Canty took the first pitch for strike one called. No balls, one strike. Chris Steffel on the hill, ground ball toward shortstop Alex O'Donnell, one of those rollers that stayed right on the ground. O'Donnell came in, had his glove down, and it hit off the fingers of the glove and rolled away from him. And that's been charged an error to Alex O'Donnell on the grounder by Canty. That'll bring up Camilo Spinozo, the other Spinozo. Dom is pitching and Camilo is behind the plate, or at least that's the way it was set up there at the end of the 8th inning. 1 on, 1 out. Spinozo watches the first pitch from Steffel go high and outside, ball 1. Spinozo 0 for 3 in the night. Called out on strikes in the 2nd inning. Line drive out to Deaton in the 4th, and a fly ball, actually a little pop out to Jimmy Standahar in shallow right for the first out of the 7th. Next pitch by Steffel's in there, and the count is even at 1 on Camilo Spinozo. 1-1 pitch in the dirt, hits off the shin guards of Matt Cross and all the way to the home plate grandstand, allowing Alex Canty to get up to second base. Charge a wild pitch that time to Chris Steffel to allow Canty to move up, and the count 2-1 on Spinozo. Only 2 members of the Flames team left down in the bullpen area. Everybody else has moved up to the dugout. 2-1 pitch just misses inside. 3-1 the count to Spinozo. On deck, DH Ricky Sisto. Sisto came in for the DH that started tonight. And that one's hit into left field. It'll get down. It's between Deaton and the line. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Scoring from second with no problem is Canty. It's 4-2. It's a double for Spinozo. RBI for Spinozo and Anthony. Nope, that's Hayden Carter out of the Jammers dugout.
Pinch hitting for the Onondaga Flames from Monroe Community College, number 3, Ricky Sisto.
Laz Morales started the game as the DH for the Onondaga Flames. Sisto came in the 7th, walked, and scored. Carter having a long talk with Chris Steffel. Tosses the ball up in the air. Cross still out there, so home plate umpire Dustin Ragsdale says, is there going to be a move here or what? Carter back to the dugout. I think they're going to leave Steffel out there to face at least Sisto. Left-handed pitcher, Chris Steffel. Righty at the plate, Ricky Sisto, with a runner at second and 1 out. Top of the 9th, 4-2. The Jammers lead as the Flames claw their way back into this one. Flames with a single run in the 7th, scored by Sisto. Have scored another one here as Canty came home on the double by Camilo Spinozo. It's 4-2. The first pitch, swing and a miss by Sisto, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the right-handed hitting substitute DH, Ricky Sisto. Chris Steffel with the 0-1 pitch. Goes with nothing but heat so far, and Sisto can't catch up with it 2 times. 0-2 the count. Will Steffel stick with that, or will he come with something off speed to Sisto? No activity in the Jammers' pen at the moment. 0-2 pitch. Getting a piece of it and fouling it over the first base bleachers is Sisto to stay alive at the plate with the count now still at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 9th. Jammers 4. Onondaga Flames 2. The 0-2 pitch. Sisto watches that one float high for ball 1. The count now 1-2. Steffel not happy with himself with that pitch. You can tell by his reaction. The 1-2 pitch now. Right down the pipe. It spun Sisto around, but from up here it looked to be pretty much right down the pipe, and it's strike 3 called. Sisto, disappointed, heads back to the Flames dugout. And it'll bring up a pinch hitter and Wyatt Myers for Carson Negretti.
Pinch hitting for the Onondaga Flames from the University of Buffalo, number 7, Wyatt Myers.
So Myers will bat for Negretti with a runner at second and 2 out now. First pitch to him is inside in the dirt. Nice stop by Matt Cross. 1 ball, no strikes. Steffel in line for a save here. 1-0 pitch popped up. Brookover goes after it. It's a little bit too deep and a little bit too far out of play. Boy, that thing took a decided slice after it got up in the air. I think Ben realized it was headed that way, but Jimmy Standahar and Colin Stack were on a dead sprint for that one. Nothing much they could do with it. Counts even at 1 on Wyatt Myers. Myers on the season hitting .218. This is 26th appearance. Off-speed delivery. Kind of froze him right there at the plate. And the count now 1-2, and the Flames are down to their last strike here in the top of the 9th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, runner at second. Jammers up 4-2, the pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Goes all the way to the home plate grandstand, and the count remains 1-2 on Myers. Wyatt Myers at the plate with runners in scoring position, hitting .227, .222 in scoring position and 2 outs. And the 1-2 pitch. Sounded like he broke his bat, but he didn't. Just fouled it over toward that first base bleacher area. Still alive at the plate. The count 1-2. Five pitches so far in the at-bat. Steffel gets the sign from Cross. Ready now with a 1-2 pitch. Off speed, taking third on the pitch is Camilo Spinozo. Tying run at the plate. Spinozo down at third. Going to move him up on defensive indifference, make the count 2-2 in the pitch. In the dirt. Out in front of the right-hander's batter's box. It does not get Myers. Counts full now at 3-2. Sure, a little bit more drama than the Jammers would have liked to have had here in the 9th inning. The team is all up at the top step of the dugout. 3-2 pitch by Steffel. Tries to throw it by him. It goes high. It's ball 4. And there is going to be a pitching change, as Steffel's unable to get the final out here in the top of the 9th. Colin Bavard due up. And Isaac Meza comes in from the bullpen. So Chris Steffel comes in. Does a decent job. Hits Isaac Meza in the chest with his glove as he heads off with Anthony Barone.
Isaac Meza.
Isaac with some decided fans in the crowd shouting for him. Needs to get one out here. Didn't like the looks of the first warm-up pitch. A little wild to the inside with a right-handed batter up. That's what Bavard is. Maybe he's just trying to make him think a little. He's getting down in the zone now. Let's check the final numbers for young Mr. Steffel. 2 1/3. 9 batters faced, a run, a hit. Walked 1, struck out 1. Had a wild pitch that I charged him. 30 pitches, 19 strikes, 11 balls. Not bad for a guy that wasn't necessarily touted as a pitcher. But just remember this. Justin Byer had a heck of a start tonight, as he came in with a 1-1 mark and a 2.88 ERA. This was his 6th start of the season. Good effort from him, and there's been a parade of Flames pitchers since then. Byer went 5 2/3. Schulte, Marketel, DeStefano, and Dominic Sisto all followed. Isaac Meza, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Jammers, trying to get the final out here in the top half of the 9th. And the first pitch misses high for ball 1.